They told you who to be before you ever had a chance to choose. Before your mind was even capable of resisting, they were already inside, rewiring your instincts, shaping your identity, planting beliefs like viruses. And you never noticed, did you? You called them dreams, values, culture, family. You called it normal, but what they really gave you was a cage. You didn't grow up. You were programmed. From the first time you raised your hand in school waiting for permission to speak, to the moment you apologized for speaking your truth because it made someone uncomfortable. That wasn't growth. That was domestication. And now you walk around thinking you're in control, but you're not. Every fear you have, every hesitation, every limit you believe in, it's not yours. It's theirs. The system doesn't need chains when it has your mind. They don't need to oppress you when you oppress yourself. They don't need to stop you when you've been trained to never start. You call it anxiety. You call it procrastination. You call it self-doubt. But it's not that. It's the echo of a script they gave you. A whisper in your head that says, "Stay small, don't try, you're not good enough." And you believed it, because they made sure that voice sounded like your own. But here's the truth. Most men never hear. Your mind is not yours, and it won't be yours until you rip out every belief, every value, every thought that was given to you without consent. Not gently, not with love, violently, deliberately, strategically. Because if you don't own your mind, someone else will. This video is not here to motivate you. It's here to wake you the hell up. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, because from this point forward, we're burning the script, and you'll need a warrior's mind to survive what's coming next. They gave you a name, a label, a background. They handed you a story, one that told you who you are, what you're worth, and where you belong. And like a good soldier, you carried it, never questioning, never rebelling. But tell me this. How can you become something powerful if you're still clinging to a version of yourself you never chose? You inherited your beliefs like hand-me-downs. This is how men act. This is how we think. This is what success looks like. You didn't define any of it. They told you what to worship, what to fear, and who to serve. They wrapped obedience in tradition, and you called it identity. But you were never meant to be a copy. You were born wild, unpredictable, capable of shaping your world. Then they tamed you, softened your edge, dulled your rage, trained your eyes to look down instead of forward. They taught you to avoid risk, to fear pain, to hate your own fire. And now you wonder why you feel weak, why you hesitate, why the hunger inside you feels like a betrayal. It's not betrayal, it's a signal. The real you is still buried deep beneath the scripts, screaming to be remembered. You wear a mask so well you forgot you were wearing one. You blend in, fit the mold, do what's expected. But here's the truth. A man who fits in will never be free. And freedom isn't comfort. It's confrontation. It's standing alone, burning your old self to the ground, and building a mind that doesn't flinch when the world tries to break it. They stole your identity, not with violence, with routine, with silence, with expectations. And the only way to take it back is war. Not against them, against the part of you that allowed it. They told you success was a steady job, a house, a smile, a weekend off. They gave you a life so numb, so quiet, you never realized it was a cage. That's the genius of the system. It doesn't force you. It seduces you. It offers just enough to keep you compliant. Just enough pleasure to keep you from waking up. You were raised to chase comfort like it's freedom. But comfort is the most effective form of control ever invented, and it's killing you. You wake up tired because your soul's starving. You scroll to escape because your mind's screaming. You delay your purpose because comfort whispered, "It's okay to wait." But it's not okay. You weren't born to coast. You were born to conquer. and conquering demands discomfort, pain, and confrontation. That's why most men never get there. Not because they're weak, but because they've been taught to avoid discomfort like it's death. But the truth is, if you keep choosing comfort, you're already dead. Just slow, quiet, and obedient. They gave you entertainment to numb your instincts, news to shape your fears, a schedule to erase your creativity, and you accepted all of it because it felt easier than resistance. But nothing great was ever built in comfort. Greatness is forged in fire, in hunger, in solitude. The man who avoids discomfort avoids his destiny, period. There is no balance. There is no safe path. There is only war, and those willing to walk through it, while the rest lie in bed scrolling their lives away. Comfort will offer you safety, but it will rob you of purpose. And once you lose that, nothing else matters. You'll smile on the outside and rot on the inside. You'll fake happiness and call it success. But you'll know. Deep down, you'll know. Because your soul doesn't care about comfort. It craves conquest. Every man carries a script. A quiet, invisible story written by others, passed down like a curse. It tells you what to believe, how to act, what to chase, and you follow it, without even realizing it. You think you're making choices, but you're just following orders from a script you didn't write. Work hard, be polite, don't stand out, stay safe. That's the code. That's the lie. And it's designed to keep you ordinary. But the moment you question it, the world turns on you. They call you arrogant, dangerous, rebellious. Because the system doesn't fear weak men. It fears men who think for themselves. Men who break patterns. Men who rewrite the rules. That's why they mock ambition and shame masculinity. That's why they sell you mediocrity disguised as balance. Because if you ever realize how much power you have when you break the script, the system loses control. Burning the script isn't poetic, it's brutal. It means cutting people off, saying no to fake support, facing every demon the system buried inside you. It means being hated, misunderstood, alone. But it also means freedom, power, vision. You don't rebuild your mind with affirmations. You rebuild it with war, with discipline so sharp it bleeds, with standards that leave no space for weakness. The old version of you must die, quietly, without a funeral, without pity. Only then can you rise. This is the part where most turn back. It's too hard, too painful, too lonely. But if you're still listening, you're not like most. You were never meant to follow. You were meant to build, to lead, to dominate. The system gave you a script. Your job now is to set fire to it. You were never weak. You were disconnected. You were never lazy. You were misaligned. The truth is, your fire never died. It was buried. Under years of mental noise, self-doubt, and bullshit beliefs forced into your skull by people who were afraid of your potential. But here's the thing. The system didn't break you because it was stronger. It broke you because you didn't know it was attacking. That ends now. Reclaiming your mind is not a weekend project. It's not a journal entry. It's a daily war. You question every thought, every impulse, every habit. You destroy what doesn't serve your mission, no matter how familiar or comforting it feels. You strip your identity to the core, and you build again, not with hope, but with intention. You read not to feel inspired, but to sharpen your vision. You train not to look good, but to earn your own respect. You wake up before the world because you refuse to be its slave. The system made you reactive. It taught you to wait, to hesitate, to overthink. But a man who reclaims his mind doesn't wait. He decides. He acts. He executes. Even in doubt, even in fear, even in pain. Especially in pain. Because pain is now a signal, not a stop sign. It means you're on the edge of transformation. And that's where you're meant to live, from now on. The mind you rebuild will not crave validation. It will not shrink for comfort. It will not bend to fear. It will walk through fire with a calm face, because that's what it takes to become a man the system can't manipulate. Not a rebel, not a victim, a weapon, and once your mind becomes your own, there is nothing that can control you again. There will come a moment when you're alone, broke, tired, invisible, where the system's voice will whisper, "See? You should have played it safe." That's the trap. That's when they win. Not when they crush you, but when they convince you to crush yourself. That voice, it's not yours. It's the echo of every teacher, every coward, every weak man who surrendered before you. But you don't have to repeat their story. You weren't born to be liked. You weren't built to blend in. You were forged in chaos, designed to lead, to dominate, to build a new code. But that version of you won't show up by accident. It only appears after destruction, after silence, after you strip every illusion and stare at the raw, violent truth. Your life is the result of your programming, and if you don't rewire it now, you'll live and die as a puppet in someone else's game. This is your line in the sand. You either keep repeating the script they gave you, or you burn it and become the author. You either keep obeying a system that fears your mind, or you tear it down and rebuild one they'll never understand. Because real freedom doesn't come with applause. It comes with scars. It comes with solitude. But it also comes with power. Power that no one can give you, because it was always yours to reclaim. So now what? You've been warned. You've been exposed. You've seen the code. The next move is yours. Rebuild your mind or keep living on autopilot. Break the system or stay its slave. Think, decide, act. And if you're ready for more, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment and tell me, what belief are you ready to burn today? This war starts now, and your mind is the battlefield.